Well, evening zoms. Are we emotionally deprived yet? Sleep deprived yet? Or even deprived something? Yeah, you notice a few changes in the back. It's 8:12 in the evening. It is 7:21, 2022. I just got off of the internet watching the last of the January 6th Commission. And during this time, we had a Swas reunion happening, and nobody was picking up the damn Zoom line, so I said, screw it. I'm going to post this and send this out to him anyway. I felt uncomfortable. I don't know why, but I felt uncomfortable, like it's not worth it anymore. Put the stuff out there, try to tell them what the hell I am these days, but you know what? It really just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me what I am, what I think I am, what I know I am. And I'm one person just going through a hell of a lot in life. Today, I was supposed to be dealing with a friend of mine taking back his carpet cleaner. I had the damn thing for about 6 months already. I hadn't used it in a while. But they just never bothered to bring the damn thing back, or even asked for the damn thing back until now. And during that time, I bought me a new one and hadn't used it yet, because I kept waiting and waiting and waiting to see whether or not they're going to be taking back their old one and they're going to be needing the liquids for it or not. If they do, fine. If they don't, good. I can still use them. It costs money to get those damn liquids, especially to clean up the place I need to clean up as well. But in dealing with tonight with the Swas, I think I better talk more about that one. I mean, I did send out a video concerning about my concerns and feelings and everything else, and I was surprised several people actually did look at it. Not respond, but looked at it. And that's okay. At least they cared enough to see something about it. And was it the right people or wrong people? I don't know. The way it was viewed. So this one's going to be sent over to him anyway. Sorry I missed the meeting. Tried, but nobody picked up on the phone, so I said, hell with it. Gives you a little bit of a guilty grief right there. Good. Yeah, I've had some things happen to me in my life as well. No, this was not a Joe Palooka either. This was like when you don't take care of yourself in the right way, you start to deteriorate. A living example of what not to do in life. You know, it's embarrassing for me even talking about this thing, or I'll just probably put it on the public screw it without even a link to them. If they want to look at it, fine. If they don't, I'm embarrassed these days. Because now it seems like I'm going to be looked at because of what I am. And I shouldn't feel that way. I don't have to feel that way. I don't want to feel that way. People can't go to the meeting, so they tried to Zoom, and well, I tried to Zoom, and they couldn't even get in. So screw it. Maybe they got too full or something. But I said a lot of things I wanted to say to them a long time ago. Some of my videos actually do talk about it. I'm just not quite sure which particular ones. I still got several unedited films I still gotta send out there and put on my channel anyway. Talking about things that are happening these days to me. Earlier today, I was going through the emotions again. The emotional tsunamis, I call them, especially when they get triggered too badly. And I think it would embarrass the living crap out of me if actually I did get embarrassed and then start crying like crazy. Because how would I explain to them that certain triggers out there I'm trying to avoid like crazy because I'm trying to avoid crying in public? It's not the male macho, it's just I'm embarrassed by it. People kept expecting me to be cool or otherwise, but when I started to get into these tsunamis left and right, I started to realize I had changed a hell of a lot since my brother died in 2018. And my personality would be drastically altered one way or another, and maybe I could change it, maybe I can't. But the thing I still have to accept is, people will say whatever they want to say. I'm going through stuff that they hadn't gone through in my lifetime. They haven't been through my experiences. They haven't walked through my shoes. They hadn't seen the people I had to take care of left and right. And if you noticed, in the cabinet right next, right over here, yes, there is another thing that I didn't show is the color picture of the black and white with the dates of their passing. Because I wanted to show the people on the other end what some of my interests were since Swas. I'm still a Trekkie. There's a shirt back there somewhere. See? There's the planets. I still am. Dodgers. Well, of course, you still see this without that tell you something anyway, but still. Dodgers. Somewhere on this great big gorilla is a baseball cap of the Rams. A representation of my dog. The baseball team that we lost in Antelope Valley, which still pisses me off to this day. I'm still a Dodger fan. There's Mickey hats up there and then an angel hat. Not to mention a hat buried in there concerning about Antelope Valley College Marauders. Speaking of which, the thing I wanted to show. I don't know if you can see it or not. Probably can if you take a screenshot of it and take a zoom of it. But the color shirt is in there. I wanted to show people some of the stuff I was still interested in. And the Antelope Valley, as I said before in a lot of my recordings, it's still current right now. And I've been trying to explain to people one way or another in my recordings that this summer hasn't been the greatest. I mean, ever since I lost my big brother, a lot of changes have happened. And none of them good. And the emotional impacts have been getting to me left and right. I can't help it. I can't help but cry. I can't help but feel the way I am. I am what I am. I've gone through a lot of things. I'm not a hero. I'm nothing. I'm just a guy trying to live. A guy trying to survive. Disabled. My mechanical best friend. I still have to keep in good condition. But it hasn't been easy. The mechanics are easy enough. Repairing glasses is easy enough, especially when the bulbs get breaking off. You get duct tape, you can fix that damn thing, but you can't fix a broken heart. Or the memories that usually trigger the more pain and the more emotional tsunamis, as I call it. As soon as I get the trigger going, it's only a matter of time before I build up again, and then it takes an innocuous or an innocent picture of something. And there I go. I've mentioned it. I know I'm getting ready for it. I know my brain is just itching for the trigger, whatever it is. Hell, I can listen to Mandy Patinkin when he does some of his medleys, and I've been checking it on CNN, the show that he was doing with Larry King, God rest his soul. And he was doing about 2 or 3 songs in a medley, and I tell you, I was crying my eyeballs like crazy on those. Earlier today, I was seeing a picture on Facebook concerning about Robin Williams' death today, an anniversary. Seeing some of his maniac, but then seeing some of his serious looks. And automatically, I was crying my eyeballs out. I'd watch a show concerning about family values in a science fiction format, somewhat. And I'm crying my eyeballs out over it. Because the thing that matters to me the most in my life that I lost along the way is family. It's family. I didn't exactly consider Swas a family, though. Maybe I should have. A long time ago, my head was totally screwed up, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. And it's imperative I get some of those videos put out there for people to understand. I may not put them in instant premiere, but that's all right. At least I'll put them out there for them to understand. I get controversial because I get interested in politics, and I'm getting pissed off about that. History gets screwed up because of politics. And the only people that can actually make sense out of the damn thing is the writers. 3 subject matters I wish I could major in at the same damn time, but I can't. I got to major 1. I'll still keep my interest in history and politics. Screw it. I may continue with the English and try for a few more classes just for the fun of it, but this was my second chance. But I tell you something, it's harder this year. It seems like my mother started. I don't know if it was my mother or earlier on, but I know after my brother, everything else started to crumble like crazy. It's like a blast wave from either up or down the timeline. I don't know. But I know majorly it hit me when Ma died. And I had to do tributes for her. And it hurt like hell. I even posted it somewhere on YouTube. I don't know where the hell it is. But I did a tribute for my mother and I did a tribute for my brother. And I hurt like a son of a bitch. I hurt like a son of a bitch. Both of them died. I had to do a tribute for them. And now I can't stand the songs that they are associated with now. Because it hurts too damn badly. It's like associating the word family or anything related to it. And it still hurts like hell. I used to like it a lot. Now I can't. I'd gotten into arguments with people online concerning about letting it go so I can feel the joy and enjoy the memories. I'm like, you don't get it. Every time there's a joyful memory, in order to take over something, I'm crying my eyeballs out because it's related to my family. My brain makes all these damn connections left and right. My subconscious is tormenting me at this point. I'm not blaming people for this damn shit. I'm telling people what's happening to me. And it's not easy to let go. But I know probably eventually I'm going to have to, otherwise it's going to kill me. And sometimes I keep figuring out, and I keep asking myself if I'm going the same damn route my mother had. Because I know my mother started to slowly die when she lost her mother. And that was back in the 80s. And she was trying to cover it up and trying to be like Robin Williams. Not trying to make laugh and merry at other times, but I know somewhere deep inside she had been dying in there. Because she was missing and grieving everybody else that she was losing left and right. All of her siblings. All throughout her life. Her adult life anyway. Starting with her mother. And it just blast wave just kept working its way. Until finally she just couldn't deal with it. She couldn't do her income tax bookkeeping business. And she had to lose clients left and right. And she was losing interest in life left and right. The last 5 years of her life was hard as hell. And I was seeing that light going off. So yeah, I've seen what it's like. And I've seen what a slow suicide looks like. And my brother, I guess he couldn't stand his lot in life either. After he turned 60, it's like he stroked out a bit, several sections of his head. And it started to get to him slowly but surely, but it did. To the point where he couldn't communicate effectively and he couldn't walk effectively. Caregiver for both. Caretaker and caregiver and caretaker at the same time. Yeah. And while I'm being a caregiver for my brother on his last few years of his life, I'm busting my ass through that college. 2 classes at a time, because if I happen to do about 4 or 5, I know I'll be killing myself with the stress, and I wasn't about to. So I had to pace myself. 2 at a time. And it worked. I was able to study. I was able to pass them. I was able to focus. And that's the only thing I needed to do is pass them because I'm focusing. But I couldn't do that as a kid. No maturity, no perspective, no context, no nothing. I got thrown out of I got kicked out of high school through the route of graduation, and selected Pierce College. Hopefully for the college for me. I should have picked Valley. I should have picked Valley. Maybe it would have been easier for me, but I liked Pierce. Don't ask me why. About 2 or 2.5 years later, I just letter of separation, academic separation. So, bingo. And then full-time work. Full-time work had to take more priority. Had to keep a roof over the head. I had several part-time jobs, but the full-time jobs mattered more. Temp agencies, job ads, everything and anything. 30 years busting my ass in different companies left and right. Different job skills. Telemarketing. Customer service at a call center, yeah. Especially when you're dealing with medical insurance and claims. Lovely bureaucracy. It's even worse when I start working over at Walmart. Tossed out of one job, get into another job after a year of GR. Word of advice. GR sucks. Bureaucracy galore. It'll bury your ass alive. Give you scant for food and maybe less for maybe getting smokes or stuff like that. Depending upon food giveaways, charity donations. It sucks surviving on GR. Have to keep the paperwork on time and proper. Otherwise, back to square one. But if you're lucky and you happen to befriend a couple of agents over there at the GR place, it helps with the processing. It helps with the processing. Anyway, some stuff I wanted to tell him anyway. I know what it's like to be on the bottom feeders. I know what it's like to be in the food lines. I know what it's like to be on homeless. I also know what it's like to survive on for myself right now. It sucks. I miss him more and more every day. Said before about that blast wave. greater and greater the longer the distance is, the greater the time. Because it starts to get to me. It starts getting to me, and then I can't start processing it. Because I'll be ready to cry my eyeballs out at a second's notice. And it hurts. I tell people about it. I tell people on the grieving pages left and right. The newcomers and also the rookies and the veterans out there. The ones that have been grieving for a hell of a long while, they start talking about their stuff. I seem to be the only one dispensing stuff on how to survive the grieving, at least from my own eyes. I tell them a horror story. It's not the horror story, it's a reality check that I'm still dealing with. But things happen. And I have to tell the people about it. I have to tell them about it, because if I don't, all hell breaks loose, and then what happens? I get screwed over one way or another. Well, dirty shirt, screw it. So I'm a diehard Trekkie, deal with it. Been a Trekkie ever since the day Star Trek was born, and I'll be one the day I die. And Star Trek will still mutate into something else, unless it dies along with me. Then we had a good life. But I think it's going to last longer than that. Alright guys, probably talk to you a little bit later this evening. Time to get a evening shut-eye, and then probably get up about midnight or 1, and we'll do this again. And I gotta send this stuff out.